Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and welcome to Lake Chapala, which is Mexico's largest freshwater lake, and it is massive.
It's only about an hour's drive south of Guadalajara, which makes it a really easy day trip for a lot of people who live there. And that's exactly what we're doing today. So we've only got one day here. It's not very long, so we're going to show you as much as we can in that time. But yeah, we better get going.
Lake Chapala is pretty much like an inland sea, complete with sandy beaches, year-round sunshine, and many lakeside towns to get lost in. It really is a paradise. However, looks can be deceiving. The lake covers an area of around 1100 square kilometers, but unlike the sea, it is incredibly shallow. The average depth of this huge lake is only about 7 meters, with the maximum depth is about 10.5 meters.
Unfortunately, this is due in no small part to climate change and human activity, with the water levels of the lake declining steadily for many years, to the point where the Global Nature Fund deemed it the threatened lake of the year in 2004. And this is not the only problem. In 2017, the water in the lake was assessed as being a risk to public health due to agricultural, domestic and industrial waste being regularly deposited into the lake.
We hope that solutions and interventions to these problems will help the lake survive and thrive again, but it's hard not to admire the beauty of the lake on the surface, and whilst we wouldn't recommend going for a swim just yet, there's still plenty to see and do around Lake Chapala to make the most of your time here.
So after a very quick stop for breakfast on the way here for some atole and gorditas.
It's really nice. It's like a hog in a mug. Very handy in England on those cold nights when you just want like a nice hot drink.
It's like drinking really thick custard, but it's really nice. Vanilla flavor.
This one with the cactus is really nice. It tastes a bit like green beans. I think that's the closest I can relate it to, but it's really tasty.
We're starting our day here in the town of Chapala, and we are going to be going to 2 other towns along the north shore.
They don't just hide themselves.
We now moved along the lake to the town of Ajijic, which is our second destination today.
We seem to be making a habit of visiting these Pueblo Magicos because just like Tequila and Tlaquepaque, where we were the other day, this town is also a magical town here in the state of Jalisco.
An interesting fact about this town, it's very popular with retired Americans and Canadians.
So many of them live in and around the town of Ajijic, and during the winter the population can even be about 50% American Canadian and 50% Mexican, so there are a lot of expats here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But we can see why, because it's an absolutely gorgeous place to settle down. So it's no surprise really that we've been hearing way more English than we've heard anywhere else on the trip so far.
so it wouldn't be appropriate to be in this beautiful location surrounded by mountains if we didn't talk about some of the hiking options in the area. Sadly, we didn't have time to do any hiking on our day trip to the lake, but one trail we would have loved to do is the El Tapalpa hike from the north end of Ajijic.
This is really the only marked trail on the north side of the lake, but if you want it to, this roughly 8-kilometer hike will take you all the way to the top of the Sierra de San Juan Casala mountains for amazing panoramic views of the area. Just be warned that the ascent is very steep, and in hot conditions it's gonna be very tough.
So we're ending our day here now in Jocotopec. So we're ending our day here now in Jocotopec, which is located at the westernmost point of the lake. It's a really great place to either start your journey or finish, but I think finishing here would be the best because you could catch the sunset, which we're doing right now. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, and from here you really get a sense of the scale of this lake. It's about 80 kilometers long. There's no way you can see the other end of it. And it's very similar in length actually to Lake Balaton, where we were not too long ago.
Yeah.
The only difference being that here we don't need puffy jackets to explore. So that's been really nice. We've had a really great time exploring Lake Chapala. If you are in the area of Guadalajara or
It's a
Jalisco,
must-see place.
you have to come here, and you maybe spend longer than a day here because a day just hasn't been enough.
So today we're visiting the very small town of Tapalpa, located about 140 kilometers to the south of Guadalajara. It's also a great day trip if you're visiting Lake Chapala because it's only about an hour and a half drive away from Jocotopec, where we were not long ago.
So Tapalpa is another Pueblo Magico. We really will have visited a lot by the time we leave Jalisco, but it's really pretty, and it's found up in the mountains about 2,000 meters above sea level. So the climate up here is a lot different to where we've been in Guadalajara. It's a lot cooler, a lot more temperate. I think the average temperature is about 16 degrees. There's a lot to do here, both in the town and a lot of unique natural features around the town. So we're going to have a good explore and show you guys what you can see here. So we've now come a short distance outside of Tapalpa to the Valley of Las Piedrotas, otherwise known as the Valley of the Enigmas. And this place is pretty crazy. Like these rock formations you can see behind us, that's what gives the valley its name. They're just so out of place in this area. We're on, this big flat plain. And in the middle of this big flat plain, you've got these massive boulders. The origins of these, nobody actually knows where they come from or how they got here. And that's why the valley gets its name, Valley of the Enigmas, because they are an enigma. Just to show the scale of these rocks, Kitty's gonna go and stand in front of one, just so you can see exactly how big these are, because it's sometimes quite hard on the camera. To put it in perspective, Kitty's only about
5'2" maybe max.
Yeah. So Tapalpa and the surrounding area is also a really popular place to come for adventure activities. Since we've been here, we've seen a zip line going across these rocks, ATVs driving around, horseback riding, there's even like a little obstacle course and stuff. So really popular place to come if you want to do that kind of thing as well.
From the beautiful shores of Lake Chapala to the traditional mountain town of Tapalpa and its Valley of Enigmas, this area of Jalisco is filled with diverse landscapes, beautiful views, and no shortage of activities to keep you busy.
We've had a great time exploring the region's many sites, but before we leave Jalisco, we still have one last amazing experience to share with you guys, so we hope you'll join us for that adventure. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for more content like this. And we will see you on the next Mexico adventure.
We're ending our day here now in Jocotopec.